Y-intercept form, part 2. And for some reason we always put Roman numerals when we talk about part 2. Just special cases. And the two special cases we're going to talk about are this. What happens if they tell you to graph x equals -4? And what happens if they tell you to graph y equals 3? Special cases. Okay, you will notice for this one really doesn't fit my slope-intercept form. Why? Because it isn't in the form of y equals whatever. Okay. When you see x equals -4, you just have to remember this, write this down, that no matter what y is, no matter what y is, x is always -4. Which means this. Where is x -4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's where x is -4. And x is always -4 along this line here. No matter what y is. X is -4. The graph of that line is a vertical line at that number. Anytime you see the letter x by itself equaling a number, it's always going to be a straight up and down line at that number. Another example would be this. If you were asked to graph x equals -2. Here at -2, there's going to be a straight up and down line because x is always -2 there, no matter what y is. If you were asked to graph x equals 4, that means here where x equals 4, there's a straight up and down line. Okay? This really doesn't have, well, gosh, we should talk about that too. We won't talk about that. This really doesn't have any slope. There's no slope to this line actually right here, and we'll talk about that later. Well, maybe we won't. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you might be able to speculate, take your wildest guess at what, if it says y equals 3, it might be. Do you have an idea?
Is it on the other side of this one?
Y equals 3 means that no matter what x is, y is always going to be 3. And y is 3 right here. And at any place on that horizontal line, y will be 3. Okay? So the little note you say to yourself, if you get y equals a number, this is a horizontal line at that number. Okay? If I said y equals a -2, that would mean on my graph here where y is -2, it's a horizontal line at that point. Let me throw a couple of examples at you here. Let me just do about y equals 6, x equals -1, y equals -2, x equals -8. Graph me those 4 lines, please. Give me the graph of those 4, if you will be so kind. And then we get to the hard stuff.
No.
Again, I won't say math is not hard, it's just confusing because none of this is hard, it's just confusing. But if you equate confusing and hard, then maybe it is. And that's why, children, that's why I say you have to use your notes, because notes are what give you the reminders as to what to do, because you know this is gonna be nothing but vertical lines and horizontal lines. You just have to remember which is which you won't remember, that's why you look in your notes. Okay? Every one of these is gonna be either an up and down or an across line, and I can guarantee you'll get confused because it's not really logical when you sit down and actually do it, because when you think of the x-axis, you think it should be parallel to the x-axis, but it's not, it's actually perpendicular to the x-axis when it's an x number. So what you should have for this, where y is 6, y numbers are horizontal lines. You figure out where y is 6, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it is a horizontal line like such. Did you get that? Perfect. Where is x negative 1? It is right here, and it's a vertical line right there. Anybody 2 for 2 out there in the world of math? Right.
No, just kidding.
Y is negative 2. Well, where is y negative 2? Right here. And there is your horizontal line for y. X is negative 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, negative 8. It's a vertical line there. By the way, guess what the slope of this line is?
0. 180.
Good. The slope of this line?
0.
No.
180 degrees.
This actually has, in math, they say this line has no slope. No slope.
No.
It has no slope. This has a slope of 1 would mean that the line goes at a 45-degree angle because it goes up 1.
Wouldn't it be 180?
Anyways, enough of that. Now off to the fun stuff. Under these same notes, please. I should probably give this to you, but I won't. Yes. Here's this. Now, children, prepare to be completely and utterly shocked and or amazed here. Not only are you going to be asked to graph something in slope-intercept form, but you are also going to be given the graph of a line, and you need to be able to write the equation of that line in slope-intercept form. So in other words, you're just going to work backwards. It's not a hard thing to do. You just need to find the y-intercept, and you need to be able to figure out its slope. We already did slope, okay, and you pretty much know what the y-intercept is, so this shouldn't be hard, but again, it gets a little confusing, so let's take a look at it. Kendall, what can I do for you?
For the little letters that equal numbers.
Yes, I understand where you're at.
Why doesn't like some numbers go through the straight down, like if it's on the line, or why does it go straight down versus go horizontal or vertical?
Kendall, all you need to know is that y's go horizontal and x's go vertical.
So you go up and down for the y's.
No. Horizontal goes across, verticals go up and down. Or x's. X's go up and down. Just write it in your notes and have the examples there. That's why you need to go back and look for your reference there. Okay, so first thing you do when you're asked to give the y slope-intercept formula line is write down our generic formula. Okay. To figure this out, you just need to find the two things. One of them is this. You need to figure out what the y-intercept is. And you need to figure out what the slope of that line is. Well, nothing could be easier than the y-intercept. It's just where it crosses the y-axis. If I look at my pretty blue line there, Kyle, it crosses the y-axis at. Again, knowing this is the y-axis, where does this line cross this y-axis?
2.
What's that?
3.
3. And it's positive 3 because it's positive 3. So I already know that part. My equation is going to end with plus 3. Most people struggle just a little bit more with what is the slope of that line. And we did this before, so this will be nothing but a review. In order to find the slope, you need to make a triangle. Make a right triangle.
Oh, we did this and failed.
Okay, now understand this. You for sure have one point right here of your triangle. I know this is gonna be one of my points I'm gonna use because I put it there. I need to traverse down this line and find another coordinate that this line crosses through. In other words, I can't use this because yes, it crosses through a horizontal line, it doesn't cross a vertical line there. This one, neither. This one, neither. This one, no. This one, no. This one, no. This one, no. And we're going to have to assume, I guess I picked maybe a bad example here, that this point right here, it actually does. None of these other points does it actually cross through make an X or whatever with whatever things are there. So this point and this point are going to be my 2 points, and here's your right triangle. It's always formed with this. Your right triangle looks like this. Here's your triangle. You don't really have to fill this in on your paper. Okay, but that's the triangle I'm going to use. Is it positive slope or negative slope? It's positive, so I don't need to write a plus there, but it's going to be, how high is my triangle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Has to go to the top, up and down number. Over how wide is my triangle? 1, 2, 3 spaces wide. This is my equation. Y equals 8/3 x plus 3. Most of the triangles you'll find, it'll be a little bit easier to find that point than it falls somewhere else there. Alex?
So you keep the formula fraction improper?
Yeah. Slope can be improper. Matter of fact, it's best. If you wanted to, you could write it as 2 2/3, but don't. Just leave it as 8/3 because if somebody's trying to find that slope, they want to know what that top number is. Caroline?
How'd you get
Well, I look at the y-axis and I find the place where the line crossed it, which happened to be right there at the 3. The 3 is where it crosses the y-axis. Just like when you graph the line, you pick the last number, see that's where it crosses. That's what it is. Morgan?
How do you get the 8/3?
See this triangle I drew?
Yeah.
How high is the triangle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces high. How wide is it? 3. High, wide. Okay?
If you can reduce the fraction.
Yes. If you can reduce the fraction, there is probably a point closer where you could have drawn the triangle, but yes, you always will reduce. Kendall?
I have 4 math questions.
So let's just stick with the simplest one first.
Okay. How did you get y equals mx plus b?
Given. Look in your notes, I gave it to you. It's a formula that we always use.
Oh. And why is it y? Because it goes through the x and y.
Because that's the way we did it.
Oh. And why isn't it like a triangle thing?
Let's not ask why it isn't, let's just go with what we got. I mean, because you could ask me why they picked the letter B instead of the letter Q, I don't know. But you just, in math, sometimes you just have to take what the smart people in the world, which is not me, have laid down for you and run with it. And just know, Kendall, that you're looking for the slope and you're looking for the y-intercept and you just plug them in there. Otherwise, you will run yourself into big circles that won't get anybody anywhere.
Well, I'm confused why it's so big.
So the only thing I could not understand you knowing is you don't know where the y-intercept is or you don't know how to find the slope, because that's what you're going to do in all of these things.
I don't get where you guys are trying, like why you do the triangle. Like,
I drew the triangle because I need a triangle to figure out how far over and how far up those 2 points are from each other.
And she's asking why grid at that point.
What were my other choices is my question to you. There is no other point on this line that crosses both an x and a y axis that you could give me a coordinate for. This point right here, if I asked you to give a coordinate for that point, you would tell me it is 0, 3, correct? 0, 3. This point here, if I asked you to give a coordinate, you would say it's -3, what was that, -5. Okay, if I asked you to give me the coordinate of that point, you couldn't do it. You could tell me it crosses this line here at -1, but there's no line here. So there's no good way to, and you could draw a triangle, but you'd be working with fractions of parts of things. So you want to do whole numbers. Let's try a couple more, maybe all that stuff will come up again.
You don't draw a triangle at the 0 or -1, 0 or something? You don't draw the triangle there, you have to draw
Here?
all the way down. Yeah.
Right, I can't because it's not cross, it does cross this x axis, but it doesn't cross a y line there, or the up and down line there. It actually crosses the y line, not the x line. You need to pick a place, you need to pick a place that is like right here, between two crosshair things. You can't pick a point here, because you can't tell me the coordinates of that dot as a whole number. Okay? Yes, no. Yes, no. No, 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 yes. You can pick points, you have to pick a point that you can actually give a number for. Let's look at this one. Okay, again, your first step is to write y equals mx plus by because that's what's given to us, and you just need to find where it crosses the y-axis, and you just need to find its slope. The easiest thing to do is find the slope, or the y-axis. Where's it cross the y-axis, Kendall? Where does this line cross the y-axis? No, I'm not asking for both. I know it does. I want to know where it crosses just the y-axis. At what point does it cross just the y-axis? It's not on your paper. Look at, here's the y-axis. Where, at what point does the blue line cross it? What's that? Well, it's just -1, because I'm only looking for the y part of it. Okay? Only -1, because that's where it crosses. So there's my y-axis, y-intercept, -1. Here's the part we're seeing people, you have to find, obviously this is one of the points you can use for your triangle because you know it is an exact point. You need to keep running across your line and find a place, another place where it does. Now, I won't want to pick this because when I make my triangle, this is not a whole, it's not a whole unit line. I want to pick this, see where it crosses both, and then I can do this. You could pick this one and make your triangle a lot bigger. You could pick this one and make your triangle a lot bigger. Okay? You want to try to do the smallest one, but it'll be, if you pick a bigger one, it'll reduce. For example, if I pick this point and this point and made my triangle, how high is my triangle? How high is this? 3 units high. How wide is it? 6. You get 3/6, but it can be reduced to 1/2, which would have been what you'd have got had you used the smallest triangle that it worked for. Okay? And again, now it's negative slope, it's going downhill, so you must put the negative in front of it. So your equation is y equals -1/2 x minus 1. Bam! See, I'm popping.
Why didn't you just use -2 and -1?
Yeah, I could have done that. There's no reason, I mean, you can pick any one you want, as long as you pick 2 points that are coordinates, it doesn't matter. I was just saying, you know, you could have used this one and this one down here and got a super huge one. Doesn't matter. You can go up and make your triangle look like this. It doesn't matter, as long as it's the right triangle that uses those 2 coordinates, boom, you're okay. A lot of variance there. Alex Bowman.
Say if you were to get y equals 8/4 x.
Well, that would be 2.
Could you just do this?
Yeah. And then your slope would be 2/1 if you're doing this in fraction form, yes. Now, take out those worksheets I got you, we'll do a couple of those together. No, we're not gonna leave it stranded on Mount Everest here. I guess it's, I believe problems numbers, start with problem number 11. You right now give me what you think the equation for problem number 11 is. Again, starting off with y equals mx plus b. Okay?
I got it, right?
Oh, wait till give everybody a chance here. Give peace a chance, my friend. Only need 2 things, where it crosses the y-axis and what's its slope. Taylor Pavia?
Do we have to write out y equals mx plus b for each one?
Absolutely. Why not? Why not make our life just that much easier? I don't see it, I don't. See, the more you write it out, the more it sticks in your head, the more smart you seem. Because people will be, wow, you know the formula for the slope intercept. All right. She's gonna be around here. All right. The letter B, ladies and gentlemen. Where is the y-intercept? Over there somewhere. There, Annalisa Sapisa. Correct. Very good. Anybody have a question why it crosses at 1? Kendall?
It crosses -1, right?
-1's down here. Crosses a +1.
But it crosses like halfway between.
No, this is, if you look, this is a 2. Halfway between 2 and 0 is 1.
Oh, that point.
Yeah, where it crosses the up and down line. Now, the slope, then, ladies and gentlemen, the slope would be, some people are a little tentative, afraid to answer on that one there. Colton, shoot.
This is, 3.
Well, let's check and see. First of all, it's a positive slope, going uphill. I'm guessing maybe you put a dot here, and maybe you put a dot here. You color in your little triangle here. It is 3 up, 1 over. So yes, in fact, the slope is a +3, and feel free to write it as without the fraction in the form here. Holly?
Could you have done it like
I don't know what that means. Did you get 3 for an answer?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could draw your triangle on this side of the line. You could use other points because it crosses there, whole bunch of different things. All right, problem number 12, please. Problem number 12, y equals mx plus b.
Does it matter which side the 3 and the 1 go on?
I don't know what that means. Is it the same as 1/3?
Yeah.
No, it does matter. This is how far, this is the up, how high it is, this is how wide. High, wide, high, wide. Can't flip those around. Deep and wide, deep and wide. There's a river flowing, deep and wide. Where's this on? Let's see, for this one here, Phil, hands up. Where does that line cross the y-axis, sir?
3.
Thank you very much, there's my B. Doesn't get any easier than that. Now our slope, which is always a tedious sort of thing. Morgan? Oh, this one they kind of gave you a tough one. And you look, there's not very many choices here. You know this is one. It looks to me, if you follow that line down, the only other place where it actually crosses both is going to be right here where that arrowhead is.
4. What
I
about?
thought you mentioned 2.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
No,
Why not?
that's not, that doesn't go exactly through. You need to be exact on that. I can see where you could think of it. I'm looking at it, even on my big distorted board, that does not cross there at that exact thing. You need to go, I would say right here is what they're going to use, and then your triangle is this massive, big triangle here. Now this is a negative slope, so you put a negative there because it's going downhill. How high is Mr. Triangle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 high. And how wide is it, Josh? 5. And there has to be an X there, and there has to be a Y there. I can see where you would think that, but you have to look at it very closely. And since this isn't freehanded and it's computer generated, I'm guessing it's going to be exact. So I feel your pain. I just don't sympathize with it. Problem 13. Give me on 13 and 14 for me, please. Well, that's an easy one. 13, Commonwealth? You have the whole equation for me? You have a question? Question.
It's this across the y-axis, it's negative 5, and then it says plus b.
No, that is the b. If it's crosses that negative, that's what it's going to be at the end, -5. That's what it's going to be. I'm going to put x here. What, pray tell, is the slope on 13? Josh?
The slope or
The slope. I already have the -5 there.
2's,
Which is what? 2 over 2 is the same as
2,
2
or
over
1 whole.
1.
Yeah.
Your slope is actually just 1. And it's a -1 because it's going downhill. And that's what plot is.
I got 5 over
5 over 5 doesn't matter, it's still 1. 5 over 5, 10 over 10, 20 over 20. No matter where you pick your little points here, kids, you're going to get a triangle that's height and length is the same. 3 up, 3 over. 5 up, 5 over. Okay, it still reduces down to 1. Ava?
Could you take away the one that just went negative x minus?
Yes. Matter of fact, that's what the book will do. Generally, they don't put bunch of numbers in front. Y equals x, negative x minus 5. He's not writing very well. Kendall Howard.
Will the b always be on like, wait, which one will it be on the y or x axis?
Y.
But
B
negative
is always-
5's on the x axis.
Negative 5 on the y-axis as well.
And
When, by the way, when will you not have a number over here? Every now and then you won't have a number over there. That means the line crosses the y-axis where? It means the line would have to go through the origin. If the line goes through the origin, there won't necessarily have to be a b. You could put +0 if you want, but the book won't. Okay. How about problem number 14? Do we have an equation of the line there? Again, y equals mx plus b. Charlie, what do you think?
The intercept or the slope?
Give me the y-intercept.
-3.
-3 is way down here.
I mean, -1.
-1. Very good. And the slope of that line? Ava?
3.
I don't know, let's look and see. Put a dot here and a dot there. Yeah, 3 over 1 positive. So 3x. Is the y. So
That's 7 points.
I don't know what dots you would have used though. What point did you use?
I used the very top.
This one?
Yeah.
And what other one?
The -1.
Here? Yeah, you use constant. I think you, oh, you know what, I'll take the crosses through the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 2. Yeah, still the same. You just count it out, Charlie. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 2 is 3. All right. And finish up. What do we have left on that? Yeah, go ahead, do 15, 16, 17, 18. Did we not do, yeah, do the other ones on top that you didn't do, those 3 that were X's and Y's, please. So that's all of like 6 or 7 problems. I am also, listen children, I'm going to give you back probably your last 3 quizzes. And needless to say, they probably weren't the greatest things in the history of quiz action. So what I want you to do, only if you want me to raise your grade on them, take them home on a separate piece of paper, rewrite the ones that you got wrong, and fix them. Give me something right there.